Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm a professional astrologer. You can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com, and then you'll be able to read the full moon and the new moon forecasts at the appropriate times. They're not up yet, but they will be by the time they come around. So today I want to talk about December for Pisces and those who have Pisces rising. So in the beginning of the month, on December 4th and 5th, we have a lot of Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries energy present. And that is all about, that's all the fire energy in the zodiac. So, and they're in this big grand trine by sign, not by aspect, but by sign. And so this is a lot of fun. And this is a great way to use what we need to use for the holiday season, you know. Venus and Sag is all about going out and shopping and buying everything we can possibly find and think of and love, and all that energy that we just want to have involved in our holiday, right? It's making a great aspect to Jupiter, which is excessive in and of itself. It is in Leo and it's retrograde, so we do need to be careful about how much money we spend, but we're still just going to be feeling extra generous at the beginning of the month. With the Sun and Uranus in a trine aspect, that is all about movement and getting out there, and Mercury trines Uranus as well, and that's all about driving here, there, and everywhere. So this speaks to me in this way. It's a lot of shopping, it's a lot of driving around, it's a lot of socializing. Sagittarius is very socializing, and all these fire energies love to communicate and socialize. And so there's a lot of parties. Now the Leo side of it with Jupiter, and Jupiter gets engaged in the 12th and the 14th as well with Mercury and the Sun, and it's all about decorating as well. So whatever decorating you can get done on the 4th, if you can't get it done around the 4th, you're going to do it around somewhere around the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, 13th, 14th, somewhere in there would get some of this decorating done, because that all the aspects that are out there right now in this grand fire trine is all about just creating and purchasing power and buying fun things and illuminating our homes, because we love to put lights on our homes this time of year. And this time of year, it's the darkest time of year in the northern hemisphere, so we love illuminating things, and that's what that's about. It's about the birth of the sun god, if you follow the pagan way, or the birth of God. So the son of God, there we go. So with that being said, it's all about illuminating everything. So this grand fire trine is helpful in every way, in however you celebrate and whatever holiday you celebrate. So this is fun energy to get out there and party and go to theater, go to school plays, everything that needs to be done at this time of year. Do it with a smile and do it with joy and love in your heart. On the full moon on December 6th, that full moon is at 14 degrees of Gemini, and for you Pisces, it will be in your 4th house. And that 4th house focuses on home and family. So it's going to be a very busy family time of year. It always is for everybody, but it's going to be more so for you this year than in previous years, because this full moon is going to illuminate that area, and it's going to let you know what is working and what isn't. You might need to do some car repairs or get a new car, or that could be a gift. Hey, oof, that's an expensive gift, but that would be Venus and Jupiter. But you have to decide. But with the full moon in Gemini is all about communicating what it is that we need to release and let go of, what's causing more trouble, so, or causing us trouble, and we simply just need to release it. We either say verbally that, you know, I no longer need this, or we write it down on a piece of paper and you can burn it. So if something is giving you trouble, and it should be apparent with the full moon, because that's a culmination of emotional energy, and that's going on at home, so you're going to see what is causing you trouble. You'll be easily able to release that and let it go. So I want you to do that, all right? Then, on December 8th, the Sun and Mercury are conjunct in the 10th house, in your 10th house. So with that Sagittarius energy connecting in your 10th house, that is opposite the home. So that means there's something going on in your career, so out in work, out where you're known for what you do. There's something going on there that needs your attention, because when the Sun and Mercury conjunct, they do that regularly. It's not an uncommon transit to happen, but all the Sagittarius energy is in the career sector for you, that 10th house, and that just means that there is something going on at work that is requiring extra attention. And whether you're the one arranging these holiday parties, or if you're just so busy at work that you don't have time to be home. It's something like that. So you're going to have to be finding some balance in some way. All right. I want to move on to when the sun, not the sun, no, Venus. There we go. I'm getting confused. Sorry, I got to slow down. On December 10th, Venus in the sign of Capricorn is in your 11th house. And again, Venus in Capricorn, first off, is going to slow us down on our spending if we've been going a little hog wild with it, right? It'll slow us down. Now we'll start to buy the practical things that people need. If we're going to spend money, we're going to do it on practical things. We're going to buy a coat, we're going to buy shoes, we're going to buy socks, underwear, practical stuff. Nothing extravagant. So that's good. We're going to rein that in. All right. Now, this is in your 11th house. And when all the Capricorn energy that I'm going to speak about next is in your 11th house. And that 11th house is, it's hopes and dreams and how you can set your goals, but it's future endeavors, and it's really thinking outside the box. And so Capricorn in that area is not necessarily easy to work. Capricorn wants order, logic and order, and everything to be in order. And that energy of the 11th house is naturally about out of order, unexpected, sudden shifts and changes, thinking outside the box, being unique and different. So there's a little bit of a conflict here. So you're going to have to find your own balance in this. You naturally have it there. That's where it is for you in your birth chart. So you're used to it. But the thing is, this is highlighted this time of year for you. So that Venus in Capricorn in your 11th house is just saying that you're, at this point in time, you're working on redefining what you value as far as the groups that you belong to and the social things that you're involved with. You'll be rethinking that. Plus, again, the money thing. We'll be tightening the purse strings by the 10th. On December 12th, and then on December 14th, we have Mercury trine Jupiter and the Sun trine Jupiter. And again, that is more, like I had mentioned in the beginning, more about shopping, parties, all kinds of holiday activities, decorating if you hadn't completed it yet. All of these things are going on in that 3-4 time daytime period. Now, on December 15th, we have the number 6 of 7 squares that Uranus and Pluto make. This is a serious transit but it's been going on since June 2012. So it's been a couple of years that we've been feeling this. The last transit of this will happen in March 2015. So over the last couple of years, we've had this going on. So it's all about breaking down the foundations, and this is a global thing. Started in 2008 when Pluto entered Capricorn. But we didn't really get engaged with it as humans until Uranus kicked in. And this is the Aquarian age, actually, when Uranus kicked in and made a square aspect to Pluto in June 2012. And that's when we decided that we weren't going to take it anymore. We weren't going to listen to the banks. We weren't going to do this. And we just started, going down to Wall Street and protesting there, and all kinds of protests all over the world, trying to, letting the governments know how we feel. What changes it's made, I'm not sure. But it's the intention, it's the vibration, that we're more awake than ever. And we don't want this to happen. Pisces, you guys are the culmination of everything in the zodiac. So I know you understand this on a conscious, unconscious level, and a conscious level. Because everything is one. So if the more of us raise our vibrations, whether we do it in a big group by protesting, or we figure out in our own life what it is that we're working through. Again, that Pluto for you, let me look where it's at. In your 11th house, so that Pluto in that 11th house, it's all about social change and how you're going to help usher that in personally, if you want to do that. You don't have to, but, those options are there if you choose to do it. So that Uranus-Pluto square is challenging us to change the status quo over the last few years. We've got a few more months to deal with it. Change the status quo and grow. Grow into something new. We can't replace what's gone away with the same thing, even though it's newer. Can't do that. We have to think outside the box. We have to allow our spirit to expand. All right, let's move on. So Mercury will move into the sign of Capricorn. Again, this is in your 11th house on December 16th. So there's the conversations, the logical, practical conversations that need to happen. So you're able to, decipher for yourself, whether it's out loud or in the written word, what it is that you value as far as the social change and the shifts that you want to make in that area of your life. We also have Venus on the 20th of December, Venus in Capricorn, again in that 11th house, conjuncting Pluto. It also squares Uranus on the same day, since Uranus and Pluto are in a square themselves. Venus is connecting to both of them at the same time. What do I value? You're going to define what you value now. And that's what this part of December is about. And it's just igniting that area. It doesn't mean on that exact day everything's going to happen on that day. But that's when it begins. The beginning of you defining what it is you want to do, what it is that you need to change, how you're changing, what it is you're changing. Because we have to reevaluate that regularly. Whether we realize we're doing it or not, we do it. And then we have the winter solstice, December 21st. The sun and the moon are in Capricorn. So on the winter solstice, it's also Yule. For those who celebrate Yule, the winter solstice. And we have a new moon. So the new moon in Capricorn is at 0 degrees of Capricorn, again in your 11th house. It's at 8:36 p.m. on the east coast of the United States. So once the moon is new, we get to set new goals. So up until that point, between December 6th and December 21st, the moon is in a waning phase. So we're releasing and letting go, even though we're buying gifts and we're having fun and we're having parties. But we're also on an emotional level somewhere, we're releasing and letting go of the things that no longer serve us. And as soon as that moon is new, we can set in new goals, place in new anchors and new goals. So when you do that on December 21st, you can do that the night of December 21st, set yourself some new goals and decide what it is that's important for you in the structure of your life. All right? This is all about setting up new foundations and new structures, and how you want to feel safe and secure. So you can put your goals and intentions around that. Now on December 21st, December 25th, that's actually Christmas Day, we have Mercury conjunct Pluto in that same sector. So that's a serious conversation. That's all about how can I initiate this change that that needs to happen in my life. What change is that? Well, only you know. But again, it's in that 11th house. And I've already described the 11th house in depth. So shifting, having these conversations about what it is that's important for you in regard to the social changes that you want to be involved in, all right? And work that energy. Communicate what it is you want to do. If you don't understand what that means, write it down. Write down how you want things to change. And then set goals and do it. Now, being on Christmas Day and Mercury is in charge of our siblings, sometimes our siblings will bring up something to us. And, at holidays, people tend to come together as families. So that could be something that's going on for you, too. Could be that there is a deep issue that you and a sibling need to handle, need to take care of. If that does come up, like I've said in every video so far, it's about coming up. It's about surrounding that with love and compassion if you need to bring something up. So there is a solution. Don't bring something up because you're afraid of something. That won't work. That will just cause more fear and cause a problem. So make sure you surround your situation, if that is something that you need to work on, or something that comes up at Christmas, with love and compassion. And another way this can manifest too is just people feeling very sad at this time of year because they're missing their loved ones who are no longer with you. And so you honor them in the best way you can. Set a plate, light a candle, whatever is your thing to do. Now, I don't want to end it on that because that's kind of a bummer, but I do want to end it on December 31st, which is New Year's Eve. The moon on that day is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is all about our sensual pleasures and our senses. And so with that being said, my phone's ringing. I just want you to know that it is all about be logical and be practical and be safe, but eat, drink, and be merry. And when you do that, that is the great way to celebrate the new year. And with that being said, I would like to say thank you very much, and with gratitude and love for the year that you have been here with me And I've been doing this for 5 years as well. I want to thank you for allowing me to share my information with you and for allowing me to do my passion. This is my passion. If it wasn't for you guys out there, all of you, then I would be sitting in a desk job somewhere, which isn't my thing. Thank you very much. Happy Yule. Blessed be. And namaste.